Matthew 24 and 25, we find Jesus teaching about the end times, teaching us how we can prepare for his return. And through that, he uses 4 parables, one of which is referred to as the parable of the talents. He talks about a master who was traveling to a far country, and before he left, he called his servants and entrusted his treasures to them. The Bible says he gave one 5 talents, he gave another 2 talents, and he gave another 1 talent. And when the Bible refers to talents here, it's talking about a measure of money. And 1 talent was a very large sum of money. One reference said it was equal to about 20 years worth of pay. So we're talking about a lot of money. When the master returned, he had each servant give an account for what they had been given. The one who had been given 5 talents said, "I made you 5 more." And the master was thrilled. He said, "Well done. I'll make you a ruler over many things." And the one who had been given 2 talents said, "I made you 2 more." And the master said the same thing to him. And then came the one with 1 talent. His is a different story. Let's look at what it says. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, "Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid, and went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, there you have what is yours." But his Lord answered and said to him, "You wicked and lazy servant." He's not happy. Now, this is often taught from the perspective that we have all been given gifts and abilities by God, and we should use them to the fullest for him. And this is true, and we are stewards of, not owners of, those things, because they come from God as gifts to be used according to his will. But let me ask you this. Was the servant wicked and lazy because he didn't double the master's treasure? Or was he wicked and lazy because he had never invested the time to get to know the master? The master gets mad when the servant says that he knows the master to be a hard man, reaping where he hasn't sown. And he was afraid. If we have a fear-based relationship with God, we can accuse him of being and of acting in ways that are untrue. And especially in troubled times, like now, we can accuse him of being uncaring, unfair, unresponsive, uninvolved, unfeeling. And that's not who he is at all. If we know him well, we will understand our role as stewards and willingly and joyfully offer up to him all that we are. My prayer for us today is that we can see him for who he truly is, that we invest the time to learn of him, so that we become free to pour out that treasure which he has entrusted to us, not the least of which is the treasure of the good news of the gospel, so that we can broadcast his name to all around us, and so that multitudes can hear the joy in his voice when he says, "Well done."